Hello! We are going to do another self-love. So I've done quite a few of these. I have a whole playlist that I'll link down below. But if you've never seen one of these, there's past, present, and future. And it's like kind of introspective. You just sit there and think about it and talk about it amongst yourself and you, I guess. And we kind of talk. Self-love. Okay, so I'm going to start. Level 1, past. How have you been asked to change? Definitely when it comes to like spending habits, I've been asked to change. Not recently, but back in the day when I lived at home with my parents and I had no bills, no responsibilities, really. I would spend a lot of money on things that I didn't need, and so my mom would be like, hey, stop. And it was like an addiction. It was definitely a shopping addiction, and I had disposable money, so I disposed of it. So definitely with that. I don't know about like any other ways that I've been asked to change because other than money, I'm pretty fantastic. Like, I've never been like asked to stop being selfish because I'm not. I've never been asked to change my core values or anything. So really it's just been like my shopping addiction that I've been asked to stop that, and that's about it. But the good thing about not having any money now is that I don't have money to waste, so I feel like my shopping addiction kind of went away because it had to. It got to the point where I wasn't going to open any more credit cards. I mean, I wouldn't have been approved anyway, but I wasn't going to open any more credit cards. I wasn't going to put myself into a deeper hole because I couldn't. But any credit cards that I had at the moment were maxed. So whatever. Anyway, I'm still not good with money, but we're getting better, I guess. I don't know. I have money problems. I think that, I don't know if I would, I'm sure I would, I think like a financial literacy class would be good for me just to learn a little bit about money. Just because like ever since I was a kid and I would get $3 a week in allowance, the same day I got it, I would spend it, and I've always been that way. So yeah, like a financial class would definitely benefit me, but I guess that's really the only way that I've ever been asked to change. Level 2 is present. How do you calm your fears? I call my mom. I don't know if I really have like fears, but like if I'm ever feeling down on myself or anything like that, if anything happens where I don't feel confident or literally any other thing, anything ever happens, I call my mom. And she really is like a personal therapist to me. Like, she's fantastic and she knows exactly what to say to make me normal again. I don't really know other than call my mom. Yeah, I guess that's it. I just call my mom. Future. What's one thing about yourself you don't want to forget? Almost like my childlike tendencies. Like, I like to go to Chuck E. Cheese. I went yesterday. I like to go to Chuck E. Cheese and have a good time. I like to watch movies like Trolls and stuff, like little kids movies and stuff. I enjoy all of that stuff, and I don't want to forget that, and I don't want to stop that. I don't want to ever like grow up, and then stop all the fun parts of being alive. So I feel like no matter how busy I get or anything, I always want to still have that almost kind of immaturity, but, you know, playfulness, I guess. I want to always have that. And my creativity, too, I always want to have. I love being creative. I love making stuff, and I want to continue doing that for the rest of my life. So, there you go. So this is a past, and this is a reminder card. It may be hard to see now, but you did the best you could at the time. I feel like that is very, very true for me, especially. I am always trying my best, always, always, always. So whenever I found myself in like a hard time or anything, it's like, I try so hard. I'm such a good person. I try. I do my best. Always. So why am I struggling so hard? Why have I been struggling my whole life, you know? But I do know that within my soul that I always do my best. And a lot of people can't say that. A lot of people don't care. And I do. Level 2, present. How do you measure your own success? I don't know. I guess maybe in happiness or something. I don't know. Because I feel like my last job, I was so miserable there. I was in a really deep depression. So to me, I was not successful at all. Even though other parts of my life were okay. Like, I still, you know, I had Nick. I had a stable relationship. I had a good relationship with my parents. I just didn't feel successful because I was so mentally unwell. So I guess, like, I measure success in that every day I'm excited to go to work. But I'm still only working part-time, so I'm not fully successful, and I got no money, so there's that success that I don't have too. So I guess just like the comfort or happiness level is how I would measure my success. So like, I'm successful in that I love my job, but I'm not successful in that I'm not full-time. I'm successful that I'm in a stable relationship, but we're not married. So there's that kind of thing. I don't know. But I feel healthier mentally than I have in a long time. So that's cool. I don't know. How do you measure your success? I don't know. Level 3, future. What are you freeing yourself from? I feel like I would love to free myself of insecurities, especially because, like, my goal in life is to be a youth services librarian, and you have to be silly and weird and goofy and out there, and you need to not have any insecurities. You need to not be, like, thinking about yourself. You need to just, like, let go and have a good time, and that, I think that's going to be really hard for me, because in a way, I feel like people are always judging me and looking at me, but I feel like they're not. Like, nobody cares. So I would love to free myself from my own mind, and my lack of confidence. I feel like I'd love to be more confident, more happy, and, you know, more sure of myself, and, you know, not worry so much about what other people are thinking, especially when I start, you know, working more so in my job, like in my field. I don't want to be someone who's always second guessing myself and making it be like, oh, well, you know, she's going to ask you if that's okay or whatever, you know, like, she's going to ask every time, am I doing this right? And I don't want to be like that. You know, I feel like confidence goes such a long way, and being sure of yourself goes such a long way. So I would love to work on that with myself and not be so self-conscious, especially like at my ripe old age. Like I am 29 years old because I just had my birthday. 29 years old and I'm still self-conscious. Like, ew, get over yourself, you know? Nobody cares. Level 1 passed. What did love used to mean? I feel like maybe love used to mean for me that like someone was obsessed with you and would always shower you with compliments and love and want to be with you 24/7 and just be completely obsessed with you. And I feel like now love is quieter. It's taking care of your partner when they're sick, or you know they're upset about something that happened at work, so you just spend a little bit more time with them, you know, like what do you want to watch tonight? You know, you put on a movie that you know they'll like, or just listen to them when they want to rant. It's putting someone else before yourself and not being so selfish. But I feel like love is a lot quieter than I used to think it would be. I don't know, more comfortable, more stable, definitely. Yeah. It's not so much screaming from the rooftops. It's, you know, putting their hand on your back when you're in a busy area, you know? It's just a little quieter than when you were a kid, you know? I feel like. Present. Where does the tension live in your body? Everywhere, but especially so many things just cracked. My shoulders, my back. I feel like I clench my jaw a lot too, but mostly like here. I have scoliosis, so I'm like hunched over like a turtle all the time. But like my shoulders are in really bad shape. Like all of my tension is there. So like those massage guns feel so good on my back. It'd be cool to use one of those soon. And I also feel like tension is in my heels. I walk on my heels of my feet really bad. So, like my whole weight of my body is on my heels. But I feel it a lot in my jaw and in my shoulders, and my back really bad. Oh, I just cracked. Yeah, it's rough. I'd love like a massage. What do they call that? Like every month get a massage or something. That'd be fantastic. Future. How else would you like to spend your days? I would like to spend my days with my rescue animals in 10 acres of land where me and the dogs and the goats and the cows can just run around and play all day, and maybe a child or two that I adopt. We're all just running, being free. That's how I would like to spend my days that way. Just like I want a lot of rescue animals, but I really want to start fostering. I feel like that would I think that would help with my lack of purpose. I would feel like I have meaning because I am, there is something that is relying completely on me, which does help with my dog and my cat and my bunny. Like they rely so heavily on me, which definitely helps me get out of bed. But yeah, just being free, not worrying about anything, and having a bunch of land and a bunch of animals. That sounds so fantastic. Let's get on that. Past. How could you not have done any better? I mean, just like we were talking about in the other one, like I give my all to everything that I do. So a lot of times when things happen, like it's situational and it's something that could not have been avoided. So I try not to be so hard on myself in situations like that, where it's like, yeah, I was only working part-time or whatever, but I was working so hard. I was putting in for other jobs. I was excelling in my job. It's just that I wasn't moving up as quick as I would want or something like that. But I've always tried my hardest. I've always done whatever I could to go above and beyond to get myself just a little bit further in my life. Looking back, I don't know if there's anything I could have done different to get me somewhere else rather than where I am right now. I guess some of those early jobs when I was at home with my parents, it would have been better to find like a full-time job because I didn't have anything else to do instead of going for like the part-time retail jobs. But also my self-confidence was really low back then, and I didn't find myself worthy of a job more than cashier at a grocery store. So even, I don't know. I mean, if I did find myself in a better job, I think it would have maybe helped my confidence, but also would I have just felt like an imposter the whole time? I wouldn't know. And I don't know, does everything happen for a reason? Maybe everything led me to this point and this is where I need to be. I don't know. I don't know what could have been different if I did something different, because it's all in the past, you know? I don't want to look back and be like, oh God, I really should have done that, you know? I don't want to think about stuff like that because it doesn't change anything anyway, so I'd rather not think about it, you know? Level 2, present. What contradictions do you contain? I feel like the confidence, again, is a contradiction because I am really good at speaking highly of myself, like in a job interview. But also, like, just in day-to-day life, I am so mean to myself. There are some things where it's like, I don't know if I deserve that. But then there's other parts of me that's like, you know, I shouldn't be in this situation because whatever, you know? So I think a big contradiction is just with my confidence. I feel like that's probably the only contradiction I have, is just my confidence and just the way I look at myself, because the way I talk to myself is abusive, but you wouldn't know it looking at me or talking to me. But it's like an internal battle I have with myself, so I need to get some help for that. Do you know of anything? I don't know, like, I have all those, like, Wreck This Journal and stuff like that, and I just don't use them, but I don't have insurance, so it would be cool to use something that would get my confidence level up that doesn't include, like, therapy, since I can't afford that. Do you know of anything that could help that? Like a book or something? I don't know. Like a self-help book? What are the, like, Let That Shit Go? I've seen a lot of people check that book out. Maybe I should look into that. Maybe that, stuff like that. I've been reading more nonfiction books, so maybe I would actually finish something like that. I don't know. Level 3, future. What's one thing you've been meaning to do? Make these shirts. I'm in a bowling league, and it just started on the 12th, and it's really fun. And I told everybody that I was going to make them a shirt. and I didn't. And they're sitting here. And I still haven't made the shirt. So, like, I really need to make these shirts. Because I don't want them to be like, oh, she's so flaky, you know? I feel like it's easier for me to be creative when I'm out of the house, too. I don't know if anybody else is like that, but, like, when I'm in my house, I feel like I'm just so lazy. But when I get out of the house, I do a lot more. Like, Melon and I just went to the park, which is why I look like this. I look crazy. Because we went to the park, we ran around and we played. And I just find myself wanting to get out of the house as much as possible. But, like, the house is where I have all my crafts and stuff, so I don't know. But when we move, there's going to be, like, a she shed kind of thing in the new house, and I think that would probably help because I'd be getting out of the house to be creative, but it would just be the backyard. But I think that would help me, you know? That would make me feel like I'm getting out of my head and getting out of the space, you know? Level 1, passed. This might be the last one that I do, the last 3 that I do, because this might be a little bit of a shorter video. I made a video before, too, that I just never edited because the longer videos, I really hate editing for some reason, so this is going to be a little shorter. All right, passed. Growing up, when did you feel the most different from other kids? I had, and I still do, but I take medicine for it. I had bad mood swings, and I also had very big feelings. So everything would affect me significantly, and it wouldn't affect anybody else to that amount. And so when something would happen that's very minuscule and does not matter, I would be just completely broken about it. And the other kids would be like, it's weird. You know, I would just be too much. And I'm still that way if I don't take my medicine. So, yeah, I would get really excited about things too. It's too much, you know, like little things would make me so happy and so excited that it would just like freak the other kids out. And just, I would have so much like energy around me, either positive or negative. It was just so much that it was probably exhausting for the people around me. So that's about it. Otherwise, like, I feel like I liked the same kind of stuff that everyone else did, like Disney Channel and stuff like that. It was just the energy and the mood swings were a lot. Like, all of my feelings were a lot. It was a lot. But when you're a child, how would you know? You know, and like, my parents just thought I was just like a kid with big feelings, you know? But it really would have benefited me to get on some kind of mood stabilizer then. But also, times have changed so much that, like, back then you wouldn't think about something like that, and now maybe you would, you know? But that was kind of it. Also, I lived really far from everybody, so a lot of people got to spend time together, like, in extracurricular activities or, like, just hanging out after school a lot, and I didn't get to do that because I lived so far away. So I kind of feel like I missed out a little bit of some stuff just because, like, I lived so far and my parents worked all the time, but it wasn't as bad as the mood issues that I had. Present. What do you care about deeply? I care about animals very, very deeply. I care about just things that are unfair, whether it's rescue animals or like foster kids, stuff like that, where it's like, this person or this animal does not deserve to be in this situation. They had literally nothing to do with this. And it's just not fair, you know? Like, even though there are a lot of adults that are in situations also that are unfair, I just feel a little bit stronger for like the kids in the situation too, or the animals in the situation, where it's like they literally completely rely on the world around them for it to fail them is really upsetting. And I also care about my people very, very, very deeply, like my family and my friends I care about very deeply. I'm a horrible friend. I cannot keep in contact with anybody, even the people that live around me. I'm horrible with keeping in contact with and seeing. And I would love to spend more time with people, but I'm just so bad at it. And I care so deeply about them, but I'm just so bad at this. So if you have any ideas on how to get out of the house and spend more time with people, let me know. Like, I'm also horrible at texting back. I'm so bad at all of that, and I try so hard, but I'm just really, really bad at that stuff. Hello. Have you been under the table this whole time? Yeah. Yeah, she said, I go bed. I take nap. All right, last one. Level 3 future. What quality do you want to cultivate in yourself? Same with the other thing that we were talking about is the confidence, the self-assurance. I don't want to be second-guessing myself all the time, and I don't want to care about what other people are thinking. Like, I'm a very caring person, and I feel like I'm empathetic a lot, and I do a lot for other people and stuff, but I just need to care about myself more. Honestly, maybe be a little bit more selfish, put myself first more, and work on myself more, because you only have one of you. I'm the only one of me, and baby, that's the fun of me. So yeah, just focusing on myself and making sure I'm healthy, both mentally and physically, and not waste so much time, maybe. I don't know. Just, like, take care of myself more. That sounds good. Okay. So, we got through this many cards. It's a good amount of cards. So, let me see. This is all the cards that we've gone through so far. Wow. This is all we have left. We are doing really well with these. So this is probably, like 2 or 3 more videos, and then we're done. So that's very exciting. I love this game, I guess you could call it. It's really, really fun. Yeah, this is Self-Love by We're Not Really Strangers. They also have one that's called Couples. My boyfriend and I do that. We do a lot of, like, couple-y games. We haven't in a while, and we need to do that again, because we need to, like, spend a little bit more time with each other and do some more chatting. I feel like it's always good to just sit and talk with your partner and really, like, connect. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love doing these videos, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.